to.
And those are brought to us by our friends at professionalturf.com.
Yesterday we learned that the story has been covered of the violence interrupters balking at having to agree to certain contractual obligations in order to get their money. And today we learned that Jamil Jackson, he's with some interrupters who are called Change Equals Opportunity, is having to defend his bookkeeping because an audit is accusing him of double billing the city as a violence interrupter. So currently the violence interrupters are not interrupting anything. His group is called Change for Opportunity, and an audit recommends withholding final payment to Change Equals Opportunity until all expenses can be examined and verified. Jamil Jackson said he was unaware of the allegations until the Fox 9 investigators asked him about the audit. I'm kind of confused as to who, if anybody, would come up with these accusations, Jackson said. Change Equals Opportunity got $704,000 in city contracts over the last few years. Jackson insists his organization is available around the clock to help kids, including those accused of murder, the Kia carjackers, and the then 10-year-old child who took a joyride through a school playground last fall. If you ask me, I'm not getting paid enough, Jackson said. Jackson is accused of billing 80 to 90 hours per week to both the city of Minneapolis and Hennepin County, where he also has a contract. This is too good to be true. This scam is... Considering his other business ventures and his role as a high school head basketball coach, we, meaning, I guess, Channel 9, question the accuracy in the time submitted to the city and county. Oh, this is the audit saying this. For contractual work, the audit said. Jackson said he technically works that many hours, but added that this is considered salary work and that he never agreed to work for an hourly rate.
Wait a minute.
In other words, he's saying, I get a salary. You don't have to pay any attention to if I actually work for it or not. I ain't no hourly employee. I'm saying that. Jackson is also accused of handing out stipends to kids through untraceable cash payments involving checks he wrote to himself.
Oh, my God.
He defended the practice because many of the kids he worked with don't have their own bank accounts, and the cash gives them a lift.
That's awesome.
I think it would.
That's awesome.
I write the checks to myself, I put their names on the subject line, and then I submit that information to the city, Jackson said. So the city sees it, and it matches up and reflects my bookkeeping. I'm already confused.
Wow.
Are they real names, or are they like ex-second baseman from the 70s? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is he doing that?
Yeah.
That old...
Jackson's bookkeeping was questioned in the audit. He was accused of providing insufficient documentation. Jackson showed Fox 9 progress reports, staff salaries, and expenses that he submitted as required. By no means do I think I am a super genius, but I do think I do a great job of organizing my bills and my money to make sure that everything is on the up and up, Jackson said. The audit was required as part of a legal settlement reached last year after the city was accused in a lawsuit of mismanaging millions of dollars in violence prevention funding. The Fox 9 people spent months reviewing invoices, receipts, and time cards that raised even more questions about how contracted violence prevention work that goes beyond traditional policing was being monitored by the city. And it sounds like the city wasn't monitoring it very closely, were they? The audit is part of a settled agreement, so it had to happen. But I am in a position where I want to just move forward. Community Safety Commissioner Todd Barnett said.
Joe, what does that mean? I'm trying to figure out what that means. So he doesn't care? Is that what he's saying?
It sounds like he's saying, well, let's get back to work and put this behind us.
Yeah.
It sounds like he might be saying, let's get the violence interrupters back out interrupting violence, which I'm not sure they've ever
Maybe.
done.
Yeah.
Jackson said that it's just about the incompetence of the way that they have gone about doing things, and now they're trying to come back on us and make it seem like we have not done things the right way, when frankly they have just not required this. So it seems the general tone I've gotten off yesterday's story and today's is that we don't like we either disagree that they're requiring anything from us, or we don't like the fact that we're being required to provide information. Because the whole thing sounds like it's a giant mess, and it's not working.
Well,
And
just to test the system, Such, here at HBI, it's payroll day where you submit your hours, and then next Friday we get paid. I'm going to turn into Mary, our business officer manager, 2 timesheets. I'm going to double bill.
why don't you double bill her and then see how long it takes before Mary has a sheriff's deputy at your house?
1.5 seconds with Mary.
Mary runs a tight ship.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, should we look at the nation right now and try to determine? Yesterday I solved the milk problem.
Can I ask a quick question before you move on?
Yeah.
Do we officially add violence interrupters to the list of our frauds, or is that a different category?
It's not a state fraud.
It's not a state fraud. It's a
This
city
is
fraud.
a Minneapolis problem.
So this would almost be like a small claims court type of a.
This almost would be maybe a Class AA fraud.
Okay.
Winston-Salem, something like that.
Gotcha.
Maybe Bull Durham.
This would be a play-in game for the tournament.
It's a play-in fraud.
Gotcha.
You
Okay.
survive this fraud and you
Yeah.
pull it off. Then you move up.
You get to play the number 1 seed,
Then
Kentucky.
you get to go to the show. You
Okay.
get to go to the show where you're going to travel on airplanes and you're going to build for better meals and you get a better fraud going.
Entry-level fraud.
This is entry-level fraud because you're only dealing with a couple of 100,000 per fraud interrupting group.
Got it. Okay.
See, they haven't made their bones yet. Is that the term?